I didn't take the job at Sal's Stop and Go because I was looking for a thrill. I took it because I was 3 months behind on rent, and the only other place hiring in this Dust Bowl town was the slaughterhouse, and I don't have the stomach for that. Not anymore. The station sits about 40 miles outside of town, right on the edge of a highway that stretches into the black nothingness of the West Texas desert. During the day, it's just hot. Oppressive, dry heat that cracks the asphalt and makes the air shimmer. But at night, the darkness out here feels heavy. Like it has weight. Like it's pressing against the glass. Sal, the owner, was a man of few words. He looked like he'd been dried out by the sun, leathery skin, eyes that never really focused on you. He hired me on the spot. Cash in hand, under the table. On my first night, he didn't tell me how to run the register. He didn't show me where the mop bucket was. He just pointed to a laminated sheet of paper taped next to the credit card machine. "Read it," he said, his voice like gravel. "Memorize it. Follow it. Or don't come back." Then he walked out, got in his truck, and left me alone in that pool of fluorescent light. I looked at the list. It wasn't a cleaning schedule. It was weird. Rule number 1, keep the front door locked between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. No exceptions. Not for cops, not for bleeding women, not for God himself. Rule number 2, if the phone rings and the caller ID is blank, answer it. But do not speak first. Wait for them to hang up. Rule number 3, if you see a coyote standing by pump 4, turn off the outside canopy lights immediately. Do not turn them back on until you hear it howl. Rule number 4, if you hear tapping on the glass, don't look up. Just keep working. Rule number 5, if you hear a voice coming from the walk-in cooler, do not open the door. It will sound like someone you know. It isn't. I laughed. I actually laughed out loud. I thought Sal was hazing the new guy. Some local folklore to scare the city boy. I spent the first 3 nights ignoring the list. I wiped counters, drank stale coffee that tasted like burnt rubber, and watched moths throw themselves against the bug zapper. It was boring. Painfully boring. Then came Tuesday. It was around 2:15 a.m. The silence out there is absolute. No crickets. No wind. Just the hum of the slushy machine and the buzzing of the fluorescent tubes. I was restocking the cigarettes when I heard it. Tap. 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 Gentle. Rhythmic. Coming from the front window. My reflex was to look up. I almost did. But then Sal's voice popped into my head. Rule number 4. I froze, staring down at a pack of Marlboros. My heart did this weird flutter in my chest. I told myself it was a bug. A bird. But then it happened again. Tap. 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 It sounded like a fingernail. Hard bone against glass. I kept my head down. I started wiping the counter, aggressively, staring intently at the Formica. In my peripheral vision, I could see something. A shape. Just standing there on the other side of the glass. It looked tall. Too tall. And pale. I scrubbed that counter for 10 minutes straight. The tapping followed me. If I moved left, the tapping moved left. If I moved right, it followed. It was playing with me. Finally, at 2:30 a.m., it stopped. I risked a glance. Nothing but the empty highway and the dark. I didn't laugh at the list after that. 2 nights later, things escalated. I was in the back office, trying to stay awake, when the phone rang. The old landline on the wall. I looked at the little green screen. Blank. My stomach dropped. Rule number 2. I picked up the receiver, my hands shaking just a little. I held it to my ear and said nothing. I held my breath. Static. Just white noise. But underneath the static, there was a sound. Wet. Like someone chewing with their mouth open. I listened for 30 seconds. Then, a voice cut through the static. It wasn't a monster voice. It wasn't demonic. It was my voice. "I think he's listening," the voice on the phone said. It was me. It was my exact cadence, my exact pitch. "He's scared. He's holding the phone right now." Then, a click. The line went dead. I slammed the phone down. I felt cold, despite the Texas heat radiating off the walls. I grabbed a pocket knife I kept in my bag and sat in the corner of the office until sunrise. I should have quit then. I know that now. But I needed the money. I told myself I was tired, hallucinating. That the isolation was getting to me. Last night was the end. It started with the smell. Around 3 a.m., the air inside the store changed. It stopped smelling like floor cleaner and old coffee. It started to smell like copper. Like ozone and raw meat left out in the sun. I was standing near the register when I heard it. "Hey, buddy. Can you help me out?" The voice came from the back of the store. From the walk-in cooler. I spun around. The glass doors of the cooler were fogged up. "I got locked in," the voice said. Door jammed. It was Sal's voice. Gravelly. Impatient. "Come on, kid. Open the door. It's freezing in here." I took a step forward. Rule number 5. "Sal." I called out, my voice trembling. "Yeah, it's Sal. Came in the back to check inventory." "Open the damn door." I reached for the handle. My fingers were inches from the metal. Then I stopped. I looked at the lock on the door. It was on the outside. The latch was engaged. But Sal had a key. And Sal had left hours ago. I saw his truck leave. "Open the door," the voice said. It changed. It wasn't Sal anymore. "Open the door, honey." It was my mother. My mother who died 6 years ago in a hospital bed in Dallas. "Please, baby. It's cold. It's so cold. Let me out." I backed away, tears stinging my eyes. "You're not real," I whispered. "Open the door." The voice shrieked. It wasn't my mother. It wasn't Sal. It was a distortion, a digital tear in reality, a sound so loud it vibrated my teeth. Bam. 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 Something slammed against the glass from the inside. Through the fog, I saw a hand press against the door. It wasn't a hand. It had too many fingers. They were long, spindly, broken things that looked like twigs wrapped in pale skin. I ran. I ran behind the counter and locked the office door. I huddled under the desk, hands over my ears. The pounding didn't stop. It got rhythmic. Tap. 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 But it wasn't coming from the cooler anymore. It was coming from the office door. Right next to my head. "I know you're in there," whispered my voice from the other side of the wood. "I know the rules too. I'm writing this on the back of a receipt. The sun hasn't come up yet. The tapping stopped about an hour ago, but I know it's not gone. I can see the shadow under the door gap. It's just standing there. Waiting." I realized something a few minutes ago. I looked at the laminated list again. Really looked at it. There's a rule number 6 scrawled on the back in faint pencil. I missed it before. Rule number 6, if you break a rule, do not leave the station. You belong to it now. I broke rule number 4 when I looked at the window. I broke rule number 5 when I spoke to the cooler. The shadow under the door just moved. The handle is turning. I don't think I'm getting my paycheck.